welcome to Pine Notes. My name is Lisa, and today we are doing a beginner crochet project on a new pattern I just listed over on Ravelry. So all my links are in the show notes below. Just click show more and it will expand for you. This is called the Three Tail Dragonfly Square, and those who are familiar with my channel know I fell in love with dragonflies. I've made a shawl and a scarf, and doing patterns and tutorials like this with your support out there, I will be writing up those two larger projects as we go. I love learning new and exciting things, and pattern writing is brand new. And in front of us we have squares that I'm going to be using for a baby blanket or a throw. And I don't know if you can hear him, but as usual, my blue jay is saying hello to you out there. I am using 24/7 cotton. And you're like, Lisa, why do these colors look familiar? That's because it's all scrap yarn. This is the Clement Cannon poncho I made my mother last April and May. You can search my YouTube channel for videos on that. These three colors were used in the Sea Goddess, and I did this around July and August last year. That is an open front poncho. And then aqua is a color I haven't used yet, but I'm absolutely in love with it. These are all scrap yarns. I didn't go out and buy anything for it, but by far and wide it is my favorite yarn for this project. For example, when you go to search for your yarn, I would avoid using variegated yarn. You kind of lose the dragonfly pattern here. But this would make a very nice washcloth or trivet if you are using that. I would use a smaller size hook and make that real tight if you're going to make it for a hot pad. Do they still call it trivets out there? I'm not sure, but I would call it a hot pad maybe, you know, something to put a hot dish on top of. Washcloth, absolutely. This is Premier Homes Garden Collection, and it's called Water Lilies. I absolutely love the color, but if you want clear, crisp shapes, use a solid color like this. I do have one disclaimer. This is the square that started the frenzy on the Three Tail Dragonfly Square. I had made a mistake and had to frog back to this. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, 1, 2, 3, that's a dragonfly tail. So that's how this pattern was born, and I hope to make a shrug out of this. I'm going to keep going around, so stay tuned. I might have a scarf, a shawl, and a shrug along with the square here, all S's. So let's get started. I'm going to clear the table and come back with our supplies. And welcome back. Yes, you hear hot bugs in Ohio behind us there. It is summertime. Alright, we've got our 24/7 cotton yarn. I am using a size H hook, which is 5 millimeters. And I just want you to note that all my squares for this were done in a 7, which is a 4.5. Just so you know. So I'm sizing up for the purposes of a tutorial today. Now, I do call this a beginner's pattern. Please have your pattern nearby, whether it's on your tablet or computer. And we're going to start with a simple magic circle. You know, I used to think magic circles were so difficult. If you can't do a magic circle yet because you're a beginner, just chain 4 and make a circle. No one's going to tell. All you want to do is crochet around it. I am chaining 3 up in our magic circle here. Chain 3 will always count as your first stitch, and we're going to make 2 more double crochet, and chain 3. So after this double crochet, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's the start of the center of our project right here. So finish yours and then join me back here. And welcome back. You've got your tiny square here, which is the very center, and you have your last chain 3 left here. And what you're going to do from here on out is slip stitch that into your first stitch and slip stitch all the way over to the turning chain. Now this is the last time you're going to have 3 stitches. I know it looks a little confusing, but we are just going to chain 3 up. 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now 2 double crochet. All in that chain 3 space. 1, 2, and stop. What we're going to do now is slide these stitches over to find the very first stitch right here. We will work into that stitch from here on out, giving the appearance of a cluster of 3 without being one. This helps make our pattern nice and tight so we can do our shape here. Now I just did 1 double crochet in that tiny space. Chain 1, yarn over, skip the next step, and there you go. You just made the first part of the tail for the dragonfly right here. Again, 1 crochet in the top of that stitch, yarn over, 2 double crochet only. 1, 2, and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. There you go. This gives the illusion of being a 3 stitch like you did down here, but we're just making room. We want lots of stitches tight together, so that's why we're scooting over. Find your stitch, find that first stitch in there, and then chain 1, make that tail, and start the pattern over. So let's do that again. We have our 2 double crochet in the chain space. We have a chain 3, 2 more double crochet. Say, Lisa, just go ahead and work the magic. You don't have to try and explain it. Here we go. Right there. Scoot that over, and right in that space you just made 1 double crochet. Chain 1. That's the tail. Skip a stitch. Double crochet, 2 into the center of that chain 3 space. 1 and 2. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 double crochet. Slide that over. Find that space right there. Double crochet in that. 1 double crochet, chain 1. Skip a stitch, 1 double crochet. Back to our turning chain, chain 2. Oops, I'm sorry, 2 double crochet. 1, 2. Now's your chain. I get a little excited. 1, 2, 3. Alright, this is going to look a little confusing when we do this. 2 double crochet. 1, 2. Slide everything over. Find that stitch. Double crochet right into it. Chain 1. You're like, wait a minute, there's an extra stitch. No, it's not. This is going to work out perfect. Remember how I told you we were doing faux pas 3 stitches? Faux pas granny stitches, that's what it is. Look at, all I did was skip that space. You're going to slip stitch in the top of the starting chain of 3, slip stitch all the way over. Here you go. And chain 3 up. 1, 2, 3, and only 1 double crochet. That counts as your 2. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, right back in that turning chain, 2 double crochet. And remember, from here on out, you're going to slide all these stitches over and find that first space here and crochet right into it. So we have 1, keep double crocheting over, 2, 3, 3. There we go, and chain 1. Alright, we have just made our first increase. So we have 3 here and 5 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Your next row, you're going to increase 2 again because you're always adding 2 on this corner. Always. So go ahead, skip your tail piece here and do your 5 per each corner and meet me back to join with a slip stitch on top. And here we are. We've got our sets of 5 all the way around. 5, 5, 5. I went ahead and slip stitch. Remember your last row. If it looks confusing, you want to repeat what's over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even if it looks like there's not room, that's because we're slip stitching over. Those stitches are really tight together. Just know that you will need 5. Slip stitch all the way over to your turning chain, and we're basically going to repeat what we've been doing. This is the last row of the 3-piece tail, so chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Do a double crochet, 3 and 2 double crochet, 1, 2, slide everything over. Here we go. And this time we are going to have 7 double crochet on top here because we added 2 on the end. So we'll go ahead and do those 7 together and make our space for the 3rd part of our dragonfly tail. Okay, let's count our stitches before we make that chain. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chain 1. And you're going to repeat those double crochets all the way around, keeping 7 in mind for each corner turn. And join me when you have these 7 done. We've just completed our 7 around each corner turn and the last of the 3-tail dragonfly. And now the magic happens. We're going to complete our first set of wings. You should have slip stitch over and chain 3 up already. If you're just joining me, again, feel free to pause and replay this video as you need to complete your dragonfly square. And so our first stitch is chain 3 always counts as a double crochet. 1 double crochet and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. Sliding those stitches over, we're going to enter the first of 2. This is 1 and 2. Doing that will give us 5 spaces to the very center. So what we want to do is chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Dive right into the center and making that middle stitch middle single crochet stitch, very neat, because you're going to be working into the center of that stitch next round. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and copying the very same thing, 2 from the end, 1, 2. You're going to insert your hook and double crochet, opening that wing back up, 1, 2, and we are back to the turning stitch, which is 2. Double crochet, double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet. And here we go. You're going to repeat that all the way around again, placing 2 double crochet, skipping 5 stitches, a nice neat single crochet in the middle, and skipping 5 stitches. It's easier just to count 2 from the end. Your turning chain, and repeat that all the way around, and meet me back here. And welcome back. We just made our first set of wings here. And just a reminder, you should have 5 stitches here, 2 double crochet, and then attach 2, or if you will, slip stitch 2, your turning chain. 1, 2, slip stitch, 3 up, and now we are already making our 7 spaces. First turning corner, 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochet. We're copying exactly what we did on the row before, but the reason we're doing a chain of 7 is because this corning turner counts as your increase. Slide those stitches over, 2 right here, 1, 2. Nice and neat. Let's chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is why I said to make this stitch in the previous row nice and neat. We are single crocheting right in the middle of that to make the dragonfly's body. So nice and neatly, there you go. You've got your 2 single crochets, chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 from the end, double crochet, 1, 2. That leaves you 7 spaces that you skipped here, and these 2, turning corner, yarn over, 2 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and again 2 double crochet. Slide those stitches over and repeat what we just did here, making your second set of wings for the Three Tail Dragonfly. Please meet me back at the beginning. Slip stitch over, but don't chain up. I've got an exclusive just for my YouTube viewers on finishing this. Congratulations, you just made your dragonfly shape, Three Tail Dragonfly shape, and no matter what finishing edge you're going to use for yours, we still need to do a row of double crochet all the way around. And as always, we start our row with a chain 3 up and a double crochet, keeping to the pattern, chain 3 and 2 double crochet, scooting over and hitting that first stitch there. We're going to double crochet to that 7 chain for the wing space. Keep double crocheting. Here we go. All right, you guys remember we chained 7, so we're going to do 7 double crochet right over it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Pausing a moment, let's count our stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Please place these evenly around the chain space when you're done. Yarn over, and remember those 2 very neat single crochet stitches I had you made. We're going to double crochet in the last row, right in the middle, just like you did before, right in the middle. Bringing length back and resuming with 7 double crochet over that chain 7 we did in the previous row. And let me stop and count real quick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 2 more. 1 and 2 for a total of 7. Yarn over, and in the last stitches, let's go ahead and make our double crochet to match over here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to have 6 over here, so that means, yep, you're scooting over and diving right into that for 1, 2, 3, 4, the start of your chain, turning chain, 1, 2, and you now have 6 on both sides. So with that 1 right here, and again, I always think it looks like little dragonfly eyes if you happen not to scoot it too close to the center. That's just me. We did our first 2 of the turning corner. I know I said chain before, but it's our turning corner. 1, 2, 3, and start again. Double crochet, that won't change. And you're ready to do your double crochets all along the top again. Meet me back when you're here. And again, I'm going to tell you not to chain 3 up because we've got 2 edges for you to possibly use in your dragonfly square. Congratulations, you've just completed your first three-tailed dragonfly square. I'm going to go over 2 options for an edging, my original, which was a half double crochet, and the YouTube exclusive, a granny square stitch to be a new pattern. I mentioned a shrug in the very first, so if you were paying attention, you got an exclusive. Here we go. Half double means chain 2 up, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Now, what's underneath? A chain 3. So we are doing that 3 times for our corner turn. Yarning over, sliding those 3 stitches over. There you go. That's all you do. And I am sewing my baby blanket or the original squares you've been seeing together by hand. I'm not using any fancy joining method. You guys know I've sewed for 40 years. Hand crocheted. Items are no different for me. I like joining with a slip stitch. So there we go. That's your nice half double. Do that all the way around. And then I will be joining mine with a simple slip stitch because I thought about it. I don't want anything to interrupt the pattern. And of course, before you join anything, this is one item that needs to be blocked. You are going to place a pin at either side of the heads and tug slightly. It will block up perfectly square. YouTube exclusive right here. You guys are the first to see the beginning of the pattern for the Three Tail Dragonfly Square, and I am doing this because I had a Raverly question. I am over there as well. All the links are down below to find me on social media. She asked how she can join, so a sneak peek here. We will get how to do the granny square edge on this. Where you stopped, you did not do a half double crochet on this one. Neither of these have half double crochets on them. You stopped at the double crochet right over his little body right here. And what you're going to do is, starting off, you're going to make 3 double crochets, chain only 1, and 3 more double crochets. Now essentially you're doing the same thing you did below, just a different stitch pattern. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, scooting over, let's chain that 1, want to make space, that's your turning corner right there. Scoot over slightly, double crochet right into that space. 1, 2, 3 again, chain 1, skip 1. So you're chaining 1 and you're skipping that stitch down below. Yarn over, 3 more double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, skip 1, chain this one, skip the one below, yarn over, 3 more double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, skip 1, skipping that one. This is kind of important. I wanted to show you guys this point. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to lay it down after I chain 1. Alright. Do you see? I want a solid set of 3 above the dragonfly's head right here. So that's why we again went into that first stitch over here to start. So chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, 3 double crochet right over his head. You will always have a nice solid middle to help pull that up when blocking. I've already chained 1, skip 1, 3, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 1. 1, 2. You're working over those slip stitches. Remember in the row before to keep them nice and loose. Going into that last slip stitch, you're going to chain 1. And to the top of the chain 3 start, you're going to slip stitch again. There you go. You have done what I like to call your faux pas granny stitches and chain 1 all the way around. Just like before in the dragonfly pattern. You are slip stitching over to that single chain space you left. You're chaining 3 up. You're doing exactly the same thing. Chain 3 up counts as your first double crochet. Now for the granny stitch finish for the shrug, chain 1 and 3 more, double crochet right in the center, making a nice corner turn here. You're chaining 1 after this. We'll show you the corner turn. Chain 1, and now it's just your regular granny square stitch right after that. Now can you make an Afghan blanket with this granny square chaining? Yes, you can. You can join. There's many good videos out there. And I'm sorry, I can't recommend one because I have not viewed it, so I don't want to give any false recommendations. But there are many good joining granny squares out there with granny square stitches. And basically, this is going to be a shrug, so I don't have to join that way. But I wanted to show the lady on Ravelry, or anybody else who is interested, how turning this into a granny square can be used in a number of applications. And here we go. I'm going to put this down so you guys can see what it looks like. Sneak peek, and another way for you to use your dragonfly square. And I thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, do remember I am on Instagram daily and Ravelry. I check in once in a while. I thank you so much for your interest. I can't do this without your support, without your kind words and comments on this pattern. You encourage me to grow in my crochet. And remember, I've only been crocheting 2.5 years, so I know you can do this too. Stay tuned, and remember, hit that bell next to my name so you know the next time I'm on YouTube and have uploaded a video. If not, head over to Instagram. Take care. Happy summer, everybody. Thank you again for subscribing.